back to Brutally Honest with Jasmine Brand. I'm here with Tabitha Brown. I want to switch gears a little bit, and I want to talk about you becoming a vegan. I know it was inspired by something, so you kind of talk about that?
I got sick in 2016.
Okay.
And so I woke up in like a normal day, but I had like this headache in the back of my head and my neck was tight. But I had this car accident when I was in high school. So over the years, I would always wake up, like people say, oh, I got a crook in my neck, and you wake up and you still. So I was like, I'm just probably having another episode. But this headache stayed in the back of my head and rested there for 1 year and 7 months. Every single day, it never went away. And it started to kind of move through my body. So I started having chronic pain through my body, chronic fatigue. I would fall when I would walk. I just could not get well. And doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And so I was probably in the doctor like every week, every month, doing blood work, doing MRIs. I took every drug they offered me. Even though they couldn't diagnose me with anything, I was desperate. And so I was probably getting worse because I was taking all the drugs, the steroids, the shots. They were putting shots in my head, shots in my spine. They were just trying anything. And I just couldn't get better. And then my daughter came home from school one day. And she was like, Mama, we saw this documentary at school. I think you should watch it.
Okay.
And it was What the Health on Netflix. And so I watched it. And it was pretty like instant, like a light bulb moment for me. And they started talking about not all diseases are hereditary, that we can eat the same thing in our family. We got the same bloodline and it can cause the same disease. And so I started thinking, I was like, well, my mama died at 51 of a rare disease that there's no cause or cure. My daddy's 71. He's the oldest man to ever live in our family. My aunts, my uncles, like people die very young or they get sick at young ages. And the only thing we had in common was how we ate. And so it was also the only thing I had not tried. And so I was like, well, you know what? And I wasn't a bad eater, right? But I used to eat to look a certain way.
Okay.
I never ate to feel a certain way, right? And so I was like, well, I can give it 30 days. So I told my husband, you know what? Let's do a 30-day vegan challenge. I'm desperate. What do we have to lose?
Right.
And so in the first 10 days of doing the vegan challenge, my headache disappeared. And I was like, okay, Lord, I'm on to something, And then after, day after day, I started getting energy again. And it's like pain just started to leave my body. So after the 30 days, I was like, I ain't going back. This is going to be my life. And here I am almost, 5.5 years later almost.
So wait a minute. So the diet completely changed, I guess healed you?
Yep.
So you think it was meat? You think it was dairy?
I think
what do you think it is?
Well, I'm allergic to dairy,
Okay.
like most of us. Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not a vegetarian. I just don't eat red meat.
Oh, okay.
But I
didn't eat red meat or pork. I haven't had since I was 15.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I said I wasn't a bad eater. I only ate chicken, fish, and turkey.
Same.
But I am allergic, to dairy, and I'm allergic to soy.
Okay.
And so what I think is because, with meat, I was eating chicken all the time. And so the things that they pump it with have everything in it.
Yeah.
I think I was allergic to all of that because, we're eating all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I also feel like I hate thinking about eating, like being vegetarian or vegan, because I feel like it's just like a healthy thing to do anyway. Because I feel like it probably contributes to like different kind of ailments and diseases.
Absolutely. And it's a whole lot. Like I also was suffering from depression and manic panic attacks, right? Because when you're sick and you know that something is wrong and nobody can tell you what it is, that causes you to be in a panic all the time.
Right.
Because I really thought I was going to die, right? And so I was just like, why can't they tell me what's wrong? I know my body and this ain't it. Like something is wrong. And so I also, after, changing how I ate and started feeling like depression left.
Okay, I was going to ask you.
Anxiety left. Absolutely. But, the saying is we are what we eat, right? And so now the way they mass produce all these animals, and animals are in a state of panic. Yeah. And they're depressed, and we're eating.
Please don't make me stop eating
I'm
meat.
not, girl, what you eat is your business. I'm just telling you, I was eating depression.
Yeah.
And I was eating panic. And I was eating sickness. Because that's the other thing, animals, even if they're sick, they can still sell them. They'll still approve it to be sold. Because they say, the temperatures when you cook it will kill whatever disease it is.
Right. Full transparency here. So listen, I battle anxiety and depression. I'm in therapy and I take medication and stuff like that. I wonder if I change my diet. I know there's certain things that, I know that kind of stuff isn't. I wonder how it would affect my temperament.
When you did your January with the church you was telling me about, how did you feel?
I felt good.
How did you feel mentally?
I felt good. I know. I don't want you to make me a vegan.
Listen, I would never tell you
the
to
vegan
go
is too hard.
vegan,
I could probably do vegetarian. The vegan is pushing it for your girl.
I would never tell you to do anything.
Right, I
but
know.
What I will tell you to do is listen to your body.
Please don't be the voice of God right now.
That's it.
Okay.
Listen to your body, honey. Listen, that's it. I will only tell you, listen to your body.
Okay.